نحمد ونصلي على رسول الكريم ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Respected and dear listeners and viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's continue our Quranic understanding. Today we shall try to learn a few more verses from second chapter Al-Baqarah. That's verse number 104. Verse number 104 onwards. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. O those who have believed, that means O believers. La taqulu ra'ina. Henceforth, you should not use the word ra'ina. Wa qulu unzurna, but you should say unzurna. Wasma'u, and you should listen with full attention. Walil kafirina, and for the deliberate rejectors of faith, adhabun alim, there is a grievous punishment in store. Ma yawadul ladina kafaru min ahlil kitab. Those who disbelieve, whether they are from the people of the book, that's Jews and Christians, wal mushrikin, or from the polytheists, they would never wish, they would never like an yunazzala alaykum min khayrin rabbikum, that anything good or any favor should come to you, O believers, from your Lord. Wallahu yahtasu bi rahmatihi, but Allah selects for His mercies ma yasha, whom He wills. Wallahu dhul fadl azim, and Allah is full of great favors and bounties. Ma nansakh min ayah, we don't abrogate a command or a verse, aw nunsiha, or cause it to be forgotten, not to be khairin minha, unless we sing a verse better than that, aw misliha, or at least like it. Alam ta'alam, don't you know, anna Allah, that it is surely Allah, ala kulli shay'in qadir, who is competent to do anything, or who has power over everything. Alam ta'alam, don't you know, anna Allah lahu mulku samawati, it is Allah to whom belongs the dominion of heavens and earth. Wa ma lakum min dunillahi min wali, and there cannot be any protector for you, wala nasir, nor any helper besides Allah. Am turiduna, do you intend, O believers, an tas'alu rusulakum, to ask your messenger questions, kama su'ila Musa min qabl, as Musa was asked time and again before. Wama yatabadil kufra bil iman, whosoever exchanged faith or belief with disbelief, faqad dalla sawa sabil, surely he has gone too far away from the right path. Wadda kathirun al-kitab, many amongst the people of the book wish, law yaruddunakum min ba'dikum imanikum kuffara, turn you back from your faith to disbelief. Hasada min indi anfusim, it is envy and jealousy with them for you. Min ba'di ma tabayyana lahum al-haq, even after truth has become clear to them. Fa'fu wasfahu, so forgive them, O believers, and overlook them. Hatta yati Allah bi amri, till Allah sends down His command. Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir, because Allah has power over everything. Wa aqimu salah, and be steadfast in your prayers. Wa atu zakah, and give charities. Wa ma tuqaddimu li anfusikum, and whatever you put forth for the next life, for your own selves, min khair, anything good, tajidu indallah, you shall find that preserved with Allah. Inna Allah bima ta'amalun basir, Allah, because Allah, surely Allah sees and watches whatever you do. Sadaqallahul azim. In these verses again is mention of people of the book, specifically about the Jews. You know, because it's now clear how much hatred and jealousy and they had developed against Prophet of Islam. How they were dangerous, they turned dangerous enemies of the Prophet, peace upon him. And they would not miss any occasion just to utilize that occasion to tease the Prophet, peace upon him, to hurt his feelings. When in whatever way they would find a chance. And sometimes they would join the sermons of the Prophet. Believers were there, and some Jews would also sit along, including the hypocrites, who were, in fact, the moles or the agents of these Jews. And when Prophet would deliver the sermon, he would explain, and somebody would like to ask a question, or, so that things are made clear to them. They would use the word Ra'ina. Ra'ina would mean, oh, Messenger of God, you have a look on us, or make us understand, we have not followed it well. It's okay. But these Jews would, or these hypocrites would utilize this opportunity also. They would distort this word, Ra'ina, by pulling it, like they would say Ra'ina, which had a meaning in Arabic, a blasphemous meaning. It was a blasphemy. Sometimes it would also mean, oh, our shepherd, why don't you look towards us? If somebody would ask them, what do you say? They would say, where's Ra'ina? But in the hearts of hearts, they would even use such opportunities. Imagine their animosity, their arrogance, their hatred against Prophet, peace be upon him. They would use in such words. That's why Muslims were asked not to use this word in future before the Prophet, peace be upon him, because the Jews and hypocrites were misusing it, by distorting it, by perverting it, making Ra'ina, which had a meaning which was blasphemy in itself. So they were asked to use a better word, Unzurna, which had the same meaning, but there was no chance of distorting it. That's this, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O believers, la taqulu Ra'ina. Henceforth, you should not say Ra'ina in presence of your beloved Prophet. But you should use a better word, Unzurna. Wasma'u. And you should listen attentively, so that you need not ask. But if you still need to, you can use the word Unzurna instead of Ra'ina, because this Ra'ina word, these Jews and these mischievous elements, enemies from within, they are misusing it, and then later they would enjoy it. See how I said something bad in presence of the Prophet, they would enjoy it when they were alone with each other. Then Quran says, Ya O believers, don't use henceforth the word Ra'ina, but say Unzurna, and listen attentively. And Walil Kafirina Azabun Alim. And for these disbelievers, this is a grievous punishment. That means those who distort and manipulate things, for them, and just to tease the Prophet, just to express this blasphemy, they'll give grievous punishments for them in the court of Allah. Then Quran says, this why they don't accept Prophet of Muhammad, peace be upon him, these Jews, because they have a jealousy. They would not like, they would never wish that anything good should come to you, O believers. That means a prophet from amongst you, you are receiving the revelation, this is the best of the best thing. And sometimes you are getting, in your wars, you are victorious. Some bounties you receive, some booties you get out of wars. This doesn't please these disbelievers, whether they are from amongst the people of the book, that's Jews and Christians, or they may be among the polytheists. They never like it. It saddens them. They become gloomy. They are happy only once there is something wrong, God forbid, falls upon you, something bad. Sometimes you lose, as you lost the Battle of Uhud, or something happens bad. They enjoy that. But anything good falls, that's not liked by these people, because they are your sworn enemies. Ma yawaddu alladhina kafaru min ahli al-kitab wal mushrikeen. These disbelievers from amongst the people of the book, or from the polytheists, don't like, they don't wish or do not like, and yunazzala alaykum min khairin min rabbikum, that anything good should come to you from your Lord. But let them think that way. But it is Allah's will. Wallahu yaktasu bi rahmati. But it is Allah who chooses for His mercy. Man yasha, whom He wills. Whether they like it or not. Whether it saddens them or puts them in sorrow, that's their problem. But it is Allah who chooses for His mercy whom He wills. Wallahu dhul fazl azim. Because it is Allah who is full of great bounties. And He bestows and showers His bounties upon His servants, among His servants, upon whom He wills. This is this. Now, another topic discussed here, which is called generally Nasik and Mansukh. Small background we have to know about this verse that will make this easier for us. We have read time and again, repeatedly, Quran says that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the last messenger. He received revelations. And Prophet Muhammad and his revelations, they confirm previous revelations. Whether it is in the form of Torah, not present-day Torah, that is in distorted and perverted form. That's not the pure form. There's a mixture of divine words and human insertions. The real, the original Torah, which was revealed to Prophet Moses. And we believe in that gospel, which was revealed to Jesus Christ. Not today gospel according to John, gospel according to Mark, gospel according to Matthew, or gospel according to Luke. These are gospel according to these four people. Luke was a person who wrote life history of Jesus Christ well after Jesus, 40, 50 years after that. It was followed by Mark, then Matthew and John. It's not Jesus, rightly said by somebody, a Christian scholar I read somewhere. He says, today we have gospel according to Luke. Then gospel means Injil. Gospel according to Matthew, gospel according to Mark. But unfortunately, we don't have any gospel according to Jesus Christ, because no gospel was written in his time. His teachings were, his life was written, not recorded. Whatever revelations they were not put down in black and white. It was well after him. So we don't uphold that. We believe, as Muslims, we have to believe, but in that gospel, which was Injil, which was word for word revealed by Allah to Jesus Christ through angel Gabriel. Now, since Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to say time and again, and Quran discussing, as we found in previous verses repeatedly, that Quran upholds previous revelations. That those revelations were also Jesus, Moses, and all Abraham and other prophets also received revelation from Allah. They had divine commandments. Sometimes these Jews, though didn't believe in Quran, they didn't have, in fact, sincere belief in their own scriptures. Their belief was selective. Whatever suited them, they believed, and what believed, and what they would not suit them, they would reject. That was selective. But still, just for the sake of argument, just in order to create problems, create confusion in the rank and file of Muslims, sometimes they would say, okay, if your prophet says, if your messenger says that revelation received by Moses were from God, and same way revelation received by Muhammad are also from God, Allah. So why there is some difference in revelation, some commands? For example, about Salah, establishing prayers was a command for all the prophets. But there can be change of timings. How many times one has to pray? And the form of prayer, how to pray. Or zakah, for example. It was in all the teachings of all the prophets, there was a definite command that zakah is to be paid. That is, downtrodden, needy, orphans, destitutes, and wayfarers, and who are in need of help, they are to be helped. It was, but its form varied. For example, we as Muslims have to pay at the rate of 2.5% of our yearly savings as zakah for the welfare of poor and needy. In the law of Moses, maybe it was there, but the rate would have been different. Our salah timings would have been different. These are likewise on many fronts. These Jews would sometimes raise a hue and cry. What is it? If it is revelation, same revelation from same God, why change here and there? Quran has an answer. It is Allah's will. Quran says, "Ma nansak min ayatin." We don't abrogate a verse. Ayah means a verse. Ayah also means a command. We don't abrogate a command. Aw nunsiha, or cause it to be forgotten. Not to be khayri minha, unless we send a command which is better than the previous one. Aw misliha, or like that. And it is Allah's will. Alam ta'alam. Don't you know? Anna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah has power over everything. So He can change His commands. He can, with the changing times. And there's no problem. There's no basic change, basic difference, basic structure is the same. But commands may vary, form may vary. And these Jews and Christians would create a hue and cry for this. Why this change? If revelation from Allah, you claim to be upholders of the same revelation, the revelation which was even given to Moses and Abraham and other prophets. Why this change? Why this here and there? Quran says, "Ma nansak min ayatin." We don't abrogate a command. Aw nunsiha, or cause it to be forgotten. Not to be khayrin minha, unless we send a better command. Aw misliha, or like this. Many of the commentators from olden times, from earliest days, have applied this law of nasik and mansukh, that's law of abrogation. It's called law of abrogation on Quran itself. In Quran also, some verses follow the previous verses, and it also applies to Quran. But Allah knows better. It's better known to Allah. Quran says, "Alam ta'alam, don't you know? Anna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir, that Allah has power over everything. Alam ta'alam, don't you understand and don't you know? Anna Allah lahu mulku samawati wal ard. To Allah belongs the sovereignty and dominion of heaven and earth. And it is with will. It is His will what He does, what law He withdraws, and what law He imposes. It is His. How can you challenge Allah's authority? Ma lakum min dunillahi min wali wala nasir. And there cannot be any people, there cannot be anyone as your protector and your helper besides Allah. It's only He who is a protector and helper. Then the second command, Muslims are trained through Quran, the companions of the Prophet, and followed by others. The unnecessary questioning was a habit with Jews, which we learned from Quran and from their secretaries too. How can I repeat 101 times? We have learned it many times. For example, just an example, they were commanded. وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تَذْبُحُوا بَقَرَةً. Recall when Moses said to his people that Allah commands you to slaughter a cow. What was the response? Question after question. Oh Moses, are you making joking? Are you making is it a ridicule? What's it? Then when Moses said, "No, it is not. This is a command of Allah," they started questioning what kind of cow it should be. They were given the answer: it should be neither too old nor young, but of middle age. They said, what kind of color of the cow it should be. It was explained. Then what kind of cow it is, we were getting confused. So question after question. Moses came with the book, 10 Commandments, Revelations, when he received it from Allah on the Mount of Sinai. Came back to people and they started questioning. Oh Moses, how come we are going to trust you and believe you that you received all this from Allah, unless we see with our open eyes God talking to you and we see God ourselves. And likewise, they were given so many favors. They were not grateful for those favors. They started questioning when they were granted during the long desert journey, which we read in Quran, in this chapter itself. In those conditions, in very hard and tough conditions, I guess all the odds, how they were provided with some food in the form of manna and kales, both vegetarian and non-veg food. What was the response? That they started questioning. وَإِذْ قُلْتُمْ يَا مُوسَى لَن نَصْبِرَ عَلَىٰ طَعَامٍ وَاحِدٍ. Recall when you said to, "Oh Moses, how long are we going to endure in one kind of food? Call upon your Lord so that he brings forth from what earth produces, herbs and lentils and garlics and onions and other things. So it was questioning after questions. So Muslims are advised that, oh Muslims, you should not do this to what Jews did to their prophet Moses. Moses was a noble soul. He was among one of the all-time greats. We have, as Muslims, we have all the reverence, all the respect for Moses, Jesus, and all the prophets. We hold them in the highest esteem, as we hold esteem and high esteem our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. We believe that La nufarriqu bayna ahadin min rusuli. We make no distinction. Quran teaches us. We make no distinction whatsoever between all these prophets and messengers. So Muslims are advised, trained, and instructions given that you should not tease your prophet the way Jews used to do. But you should listen attentively, with full attention, you should, so that there's limited scope for questioning. But that doesn't mean questioning is prohibited. Yes, if at some point you are not in a position to understand, you need some further explanation, there's no problem. You can, but don't make it a habit to question. And it's not only a lesson even for us too. We see some people, ignorant people, not having that decorum and the behavior, well behavior. There's a scholar who starts delivering sermon, and during sermon they start questioning. That's against ethics. That's against the Quranic way. That's against the training which was imparted to us by Quran and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Sometimes if we keep silent, many times I have seen, we get answer in the other part of the sermon. So it's not necessary to question. But if at the end of the day, there's some things remain unexplained, or which I am not in a position to understand, questions can be asked. But it should not be a habit of a Muslim. It's explained here. Am turiduna an tas'alu rasulakum? Do you intend to ask your messenger, kama su'ila min Musa min qabl, as Musa was questioned or asked before, which I cited many examples. وَمَنْ يَتَبَدِلُ الْكُفْرَ بِالْإِيمَانِ, whoever exchanged his faith with disbelief, فَقَدْ دَلَّ سَوَاءَ السَّبِيلِ, he has gone too far away from the right course. That means unnecessary questioning, repeated questioning. If you think you can have the answer yourself, or if you listen attentively, you'll get an answer. After 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you shall get an answer. Instead of just making a habit to question our elders, our learned people, our ulama, our scholars. It started from Prophet himself. That's why we see during the lifespan of Prophet, he attained Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, attained prophethood at the age of 40. And he left for heavenly abode. For the next world, he left at the age of 63. That means he remained in this world as a prophet for 23 years. From all the records of hadith, that's the sayings of the Prophet, peace upon him, it is said that hardly 20 to 25 questions were asked by companions of the Prophet to the Prophet. Hardly. Otherwise, they would not question. They would listen attentively and get answer. And then, if there's still something left unexplained, or which a person couldn't understand, they would question surely. They would answer. Otherwise, they would listen. They would not unnecessarily question the way Moses was questioned by his so-called followers, insincere followers. So it's not good. That's why we see a great hadith, which we call hadith Jibreel. We call it hadith Jibreel. That what is it? That once Prophet, peace upon him, was sitting in Masjid Nabwi, the Prophet's masjid in Medina, and many companions around, listening to his sermons and his instructions. This is a famous hadith that a person came who was clad in white clothes, appeared to be a stranger because none of the companions could recognize him, who he was. They felt he is a person who has come from far off place, but there was no tiredness on his face. He straight away came in, said, Assalamu alaikum, and went forward, said just before Prophet, peace upon him. The companions of the Prophet were looking on, but they certainly didn't question. Then, after some time, this person, this human form, this man starts asking questions. Oh, Prophet, tell me what is Iman, what's faith? Then Prophet answered. And this man answered, yes, oh Prophet, you have said the truth. The companions of the Prophet, the Sahaba, they were curiously looking, but still they didn't question what's it. He's asking the question. When Prophet answers, he is himself endorsing it, yes, you are right. Then he asked another question, what is Islam? Prophet answered. This man said, yes. Oh, Prophet, Sadaq ya Rasulullah. Oh, Messenger of God, you have spoken the truth, that's right. These companions were looking curiously. Then third, they asked, what is Ihsan? Ihsan. Prophet answered, he endorsed it. And after some time, the man left. Even then, companions didn't put any question who he was, what did he ask, how did he endorse. Then Prophet himself asked the companions, oh my companions, oh my friends, did you know who this person was? They said, oh Master of God, no, we didn't know. Prophet said, yes. It was in fact Jibreel, who had come in human form, just to put some questions, to make you understand certain questions, answers of the certain questions. That is what I infer from this, that companions would not question unnecessarily. That's why Gabriel had to come to put some questions, just to make certain things known to us. The lesson from it that a true believer and a sincere person, and a knowledgeable person, doesn't unnecessarily question any authority, but he listens. And sometimes I tell you, still questioning is not prohibited, but it should be exceptional circumstances. Quran says, "Am turidun an tasalu rasulakum." Do you intend to ask your prophet, kama suila Musa min qabl, as Moses was asked before? وَمَنْ يَتَبَادِلُ الْكُفْرَ بِالْإِيمَانِ. Whoever exchanges his faith with disbelief, فَقَدْ دَلَّ سَوَاءَ السَّبِيلِ, and he has gone too far away from the right path. وَذَا كَثِيرٌ, then another important thing, وَذَا كَثِيرٌ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ, many of the people of the book wish لَوْ يَرُدُّونَكُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ إِيمَانِكُمْ كُفَارًا, to turn you away from faith and back to disbelief. That is their agenda. They want to turn you back from faith, from the path of faith. This is their agenda. It was their agenda in the time of Prophet. They used all their means, all their methods, hidden as well open. Whatever way they would used to do it. The agenda was simply to turn believers, to make a concerted effort, organized effort to turn believers away from faith, back to disbelief. It is continuing still then. Since then it has continued. In history we see how the ways and methods they adopted. In history is full of such things. They came to Muslim Ummah communities as well-wishers. But the hidden agenda was nothing but to turn believers away from faith and turn to disbelief. Whether they use in present day times, these people at the book, on the forefront being Christians, they are using all the methods like establishing schools, convents, and all the schools, and then orphanages, and not only then nursing homes and hospitals, and many different and some welfare programs they do, which appear from a distance. Okay, that's good. They are so sincere. Okay, these works are so good. But the fact is, it is a known fact now. The basic agenda, inner agenda, is to turn Muslims away from their faith. But it may not be visible. We may not feel it. But we should remember their planning is for hundreds of years, for a program for a century. So that is slow poisoning. Many people I have seen, they say, we send our schools to English, our kids to English schools, there's nothing bad in it. But I tell them, okay, well, just check it yourself. If they don't make you Christians right now, but your kids will not be perfect Muslims too. And it is gradual transformation, because their planning is for centuries altogether. So it has been their practice right from the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and through even it is continuing now. We are not against education. We are not against establishing orphanages or hospitals and nursing homes and welfare. That's good. We cooperate. We should cooperate. But we have to preserve our faith. All these things should not be adopted at the cost of our faith. That is the underlying message in these verses, which was explained 1400 years back. There was كثير من أهل الكتاب. Many among the people of the book. People of the book by Quranic means Christians and Jews. They wish لو يردونكم من بعد إيمانكم كفارا, to turn you away from your faith and back to disbelief. They see the seeds of disbelief in you. They turn you away by and by gradually, that you don't even feel it, that your faith is being taken away from you. You don't feel it. In 1, 2, 3 generations, everything gone, everything finished. Hasad min anfusihim. Why they do it? They have jealousy, they have hatred, they have, against you, in their self, they have this hatred against you, in their own hearts and souls. Min ba'di ma tabayyana lahum al-haq. Even after truth has become clear to them. That a true believer doesn't hate anybody. It is clear to them. Quran doesn't teach hate, doesn't teach terror, or doesn't teach hatred against any individual or a community. It highlights love, affection, peaceful atmosphere, and they know it. But still they have jealousy and hatred that makes them to do this. But Quran says, don't react. Don't start. We have seen the results of this so-called reversion and conversion, what is happening, and we know that it has started surfacing now. But Quran says there's no need to panic. Quran says, "Fa'fu wasfahu," forgive and overlook. That means don't react to a situation, but you continue strengthening your faith. Don't indulge, because that's also part of the agenda, to invite you, to force you to react. And once you react, there will be bloodshed. There will be more hatred created between the communities. And that is detrimental to the message of peace, that is Islam. That is also part of their agenda. That's why Quran has a golden principle in such adverse conditions. Even if they use all their might and main, all their means, whether through education, planning, healthcare, or economic upliftment schemes, or everything, banking and all things. Yes, to turn you away from faith. But don't get panic, you believers. Don't react to a situation. A believer is expected only to act, not to react. See, golden principle of Quran, fa'fu wasfahu, forgive and overlook. That means don't react to this, but continue to strengthen your faith. Be close to your faith. Don't lose your faith. Hatta yati Allah bi amri. Allah sends His command. Allah will help you. His command will come, which will be for your benefit if you don't react to these situations. Inna Allah ala kulli shayin qadir, because Allah is competent to do anything. Wa aqimus salah. That is the strength of faith. Quran gives a prescription how you could strengthen such adverse conditions. Wa aqimus salah. Aqimus salah means establish prayers. That means you should hold firm belief in God and bow towards Him and continue and strengthen your connection with your divine. That's Allah. Wa aqimus salah. Wa atu zakah, and give charities also. They are exploiting this. You are not helping your people around. And they are creating a vacuum, and they are using this, helping the poor for their own benefits, for taking it away from faith and reverting and converting to their faith. So you, in adverse conditions, waqimus salah, establish the prayers. So strengthen your connection with God, watu zakah, and give charities also. وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُم مِّن خَيْرٍ, and whatever good you send forth for the next world. That means whatever good deeds you do in this world, it is in fact you are sending it for the next. You are sowing the seed here, and you have to reap your harvest there. وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُم مِّن خَيْرٍ, whatever is put forth, any good deed ahead of you, send. تَجِدُوا عِندَ اللَّهِ, you will find that with Allah. It is preserved, reserved, and you will be accordingly rewarded. Not just rewarded manifold. Inna Allah bima ta'amaluna basir. Verily, Allah is watching and seeing what you do. Whatever you do, He sees and He watches. Accordingly, He'll reward you. Or if you do something bad, He'll accordingly punish you too. So take care. He's watching you all along. Sadaqallahu al-Azim wa sadaqa rasuluhu an-Nabiyyul Kareem walhamdu lillahi rabbil alameen.